Hello trainers, Sharkoon here with another event recap video. This time a recap of the first Nightmare Cup tournament held in the Pittsburgh region. This one was held at the Pittsburgh East region at Mr. Nice Guy Games in Monroeville, Pennsylvania on May 4th, 2019. 14 trainers participated. It was a 4-round tournament and I think everybody there had a great time. Before I get to the videos, I'd just like to ask you to take a moment. If you like this type of content, please hit the subscribe button and the like button on the video. Subscribing allows you to make sure you get notified when I bring out new videos, so you don't miss any of the content. So without further discussion, I have some intro videos of some of the folks who were getting ready, and then I will go right into the recap of my 4 matches in this tournament. Here we are, May 4th, Pittsburgh East Nightmare Cup, Mr. Nice Guy Games. Also happens to be the site of the upcoming regional, Silph Road regional tournament to be held on May 26th. Let's go in. Here we are.
Me stuffing my face.
Ready to set up. Top secret stuff on the screen. Hi, how are you? Introduce yourself for the YouTube channel.
I'm Brennan.
Hi, Brennan. Making last minute preparations?
Sort of.
Hey everyone, I'm Rhino City.
And we're expecting, what, 13 today?
Let's triple check Discord.
For the first Nightmare Cup in the Pittsburgh region?
We're expecting 13.
Okay, so 4 rounds.
Yes. I am excited and not looking forward to fighting Hypnos.
Hey guys, for the YouTube channel, introduce yourselves.
Pez.
I'm Kat.
Hi.
Sarah.
Hi. Dylan. All right, we're getting ready for the Nightmare Cup. More trainers checking in. Hi there. This is for the YouTube channel. Say hello. Hi. Hi, we haven't met. I'm Chad. Hi, nice to meet you.
Talk to Sarah about that.
Okay.
I don't actually know what Nightmare Cup in the region. I am very excited to get this started. I have handed each of you a little slip to write down your team. This is for the convenience of being able to hand this to your opponent in order for them to see what you've brought, as well as not having to switch panes on your phone and like clog up your RAM with your browser open as well as the video game. So I hope you all appreciate that. I'm about to get started. We're gonna have 4 rounds, and I've heard that we have the new sliding first round pairings. That's right. That's right. And I'm going to start the tournament now.
Quick word of intro. Rhino was wrong. We did not apparently have the new sliding seating format for the first round. I ended up taking on XILXO again in the first round, just as I did in the last cup. The result was a little different this time, so good for me. And I debated bringing out this video so as to not reveal my team that I use, but I'm by no means certain this team is going to be the same one I use in the next tournament that I play in. I do intend to do another Nightmare Cup this month. So without further ado, here are the videos of all 4 rounds of this tournament for me. Okay, so round 1 was against XILXO, just as it was in the Kingdom Cup. I lead with Toxicroak. He leads with Bronzong, my favorite Pokemon. So I have to get out of there, so I swap out. So we have a Bronzong versus Bronzong Battle of the Bells here. I get to the Flash Cannon. He does not shield. Flash Cannon is a good attack. So he swaps out. He swaps to Lucario. Power Up Punch. I was already under half. I do get to the Heavy Slam, so I do burn a shield, one of his shields. So I bring Raticate, which is a big mistake. That was just a lack of knowledge or a miss switch. Raticate gets eaten up by Lucario, so I'm not doing well. I'm down to my last Pokemon. He swaps Bronzong back in. And Bronzong, even with very low health, he had him charged up. So I just get taken out. So good game to Exo on the first of 3. So things are not looking good for me. This is the #1 player in the Pittsburgh region. So here we come for game 2. This time I bring Raticate. He has Lucario. Again, I had to swap out. So I bring in Toxicroak, a shield. He swaps out. I shoot the poison move. He does not shield it, so Shiftry gets taken out pretty quick. Bronzong takes out my Toxicroak, and here we are, Battle of the Bells again. I get to the Heavy Slam first. He blocks, he shields. So I want to save that last shield, so I eat the Heavy Slam. And I'm trying to get to the Flash Cannon, and I do get to the Flash Cannon. This time he shields. He swaps out. Lucario and Bronzong faint at the same time. He gets the Heavy Slam, but I save the shield. Raticate can survive the second Heavy Slam. And Raticate gets to the crunch first. So I'm able to take the second game from Exile Exo. So now we go into a third game. I believe the first time Exo and I battled, we went to a third game as well. So here we go. This time I lead with Toxicroak. He leads with Lucario. I get a good matchup for once. He has to swap out. He brings Bronzong, and I'm able to do a very quick switch to save the Toxicroak. So once again, in each of the first 3 battles, we've had Bronzong versus Bronzong. Get to the Heavy Slam. He shields. Able to survive the second Heavy Slam. Once again, I get the Flash Cannon. So he's out of shields now. He swaps out the Bronzong again. I'm able to get to one more Heavy Slam, which is very key. It took out half of Lucario's health. So my Toxicroak is able to come in and take him out no problem. I use the shield because I had the energy charged up. I do get to the Mud Bomb, even though this is a negative matchup. And Toxicroak is able to take out Bronzong and get to another Mud Bomb, take a nice chunk off of Shiftry, and I come in with Raticate again. And I get to the, well, he gets to the charge move first, but I had saved a shield. So I'm able to take that, get to the crunch. And I take the third game from Exile Exo. That was a good start for me. I had not beaten Exile Exo before in tournament play, so I was pleased with that. So my next battle is with Rhino City. We had a little bit of a glitch, and you will see that we actually battled 4 times. I am going to show all 4 of them, and I'll explain what happened. So here's Rhino's team on the right. First battle, I lead with Raticate. He leads with Drapion. Raticate was a good Pokemon for me this time. He gets to the crunch quickly, and Rhino swapped out. So I bring Bronzong, and this is very good. I do have to burn the shield, but Bronzong just rips through Toxicroak. So he brings Drapion. I can take the Aqua Tail. I get to a Heavy Slam. Just trying to do as much damage as possible to this Drapion. Or burn his shield. So he's burned his shield. I burn my second shield here, trying to get to that another heavy slam, but he gets to the charge move first. So Bronzong goes down. We bring Raticate back in. He had a Hyper Fang charged up. So he's burned his second shield. Had a little bit of the shield glitch, or the switch out glitch there, but Raticate is very tanky and is able to take that Aqua Tail, and he gets to the other side of Drapion. So now he's got his Raticate. I've got Toxicroak coming in, and that's a favorable matchup for me. Get to the Mud Bomb very quickly. So that's good game to Rhino. I take the first game of the set. Second game, I lead with Raticate. He leads with Toxicroak. So I gotta get out of there. I did a pretty quick switch there. I was actually pleased with my switching. So he switched out. Toxicroak brought in Spiritomb. But as you noted there, Bronzong did do some damage to Toxicroak before he was able to switch it out. That's going to be a key issue moving forward in this battle. So I don't think this is a favorable matchup for Bronzong. Bring in Raticate. He gets up the Shadow Ball. That doesn't do much to Raticate. Raticate's fast move isn't doing much, so he's got to do charge moves to get Spiritomb out of there. He finally gets Spiritomb out of there. Here comes Toxicroak again. Raticate is dead meat. So I've got my Toxicroak, take his out, but he's got Raticate. I'm able to take him out. So I did win the 2 games. However, after the game, Rhino indicated that he had the switch glitch, and he asked me for a replay of the second game. And I don't want to win under unfair circumstances. So we talked it over, and I offered Rhino a replay of the second game using the same lineups. That's what I thought was fair. So we did have a lot of connection problems. So we replayed the second game. So here it is again. Use the same lineups. Got Raticate versus Toxicroak. I got to get out of there. Again, I did a pretty good switch. This time he was able to switch out without the glitch. He switched out Toxicroak pretty quickly. So this, again, is a bad matchup. I'm stuck with Bronzong versus Spiritomb. He burns a shield. And I don't even get off the second heavy slam this time. So Raticate comes in. I don't think anything that Spiritomb does can hurt Raticate all that much. So I was just taking everything and trying to slowly burn down the Spiritomb. He gets off a third charge move. I'm just taking it. Finally get rid of the Spiritomb. So I've got Raticate here. He brings in Toxicroak. I got to get out of there again. I've got my Toxicroak. This time his Toxicroak is pretty full, so we've got an even battle. In the last game where he was glitched, my Toxicroak was able to come in and just take his out, I think. So he gets to the Mud Bomb. My Toxicroak does survive it. I get off the Mud Bomb. He blocks. So this time his Toxicroak is left standing and takes out what is left of my Raticate. So this time he wins the second game. So we go to a third game. I lead with Raticate again. He leads with Toxicroak again. So again, I've got to get out of there. Bronzong took a bite, but basically it's a rematch. I thought he was going to switch his team. I don't think he did. I didn't either. So he won the mind game on the third matchup by predicting that I was going to keep the same team, keep the same lead. And basically the result ends up being the same. Eradicate comes in, same situation. I'm tanking anything that Spiritomb can throw at me. He gets off numerous charge moves that don't do anything to Eradicate. Finally get Spiritomb out of there. But here comes Toxicroak again. I should have swapped there. But I didn't. Toxicroak takes out Eradicate. And here we are again on the Toxicroak versus Toxicroak. I have a little bit of a health advantage here, but he gets off the first Mud Bomb. I do get the Mud Bomb off, take out Toxicroak, but his Eradicate has way more health. So good game to Rhino. He takes the match from me. So my next opponent is Quackycarp, a young man who has beaten me before. He's quite young. You can see him in the photo there to the right in the middle. But he knows what he's doing, so I don't take him lightly. So I start with Eradicate again. He starts with Raichu. I get to the crunch first. He shields. He gets off a Wild Charge, which takes a big chunk out of Eradicate. But Eradicate's tough, and by burning his shield, I am able to get to a second charge move. Crunch this time. He shields again. So, although Eradicate lost that battle, I was able to burn both shields. So Wild Charge again takes a big chunk, but I want to preserve that shield. So I do burn it here to keep Bronzong alive. Takes out Raichu. And I've got a Flash Cannon charged up, and that takes a big chunk. So he's swapping. I swap my Toxicroak in. He only has a partial left on his. So Toxicroak's able to survive it. And he's got a Mud Bomb charged up. I get that off against Skuntank, and I'm able to take the first game from Quackycarp. Second game, I lead with Toxicroak this time. He leads with Toxicroak. So we have a Toxicroak dance here. I think he had charge move priority here. So his Mud Bomb gets first. I block it. Mine comes immediately afterwards. He blocks. So the dance continues. I get to the second Mud Bomb first. He blocks again. So no shields left for Quackycarp. I burn my second shield. So there's no shields left on the field. He gets to the third Mud Bomb first. He takes out Toxicroak. So I bring in Bronzong. One shot takes out what remained of Toxicroak. So he brings in Xatu. Now this is not necessarily an unfavorable matchup for Bronzong. Bronzong can hold his own against the other Confusion users. So I tank this Ominous Wind. I get to the Heavy Slam. And so Bronzong is able to take out Xatu there with no shield. Bronzong against Skuntank is also a good matchup, I believe. So I get to the Heavy Slam that takes 2/3 of its health. Get another Confusion in. And I've got Eradicate coming up in the rear. Now, he's a Flamethrower, takes half of Eradicate's health, but I get to the crunch. I'm able to finish off Skuntank. So I take second game from Quackycarp. The fourth and final opponent was Morlamore, or Moralmore. I don't know exactly how he pronounces it. I start with Eradicate again. He starts with Umbreon. I'll quote him. He called this a pillow fight. which is basically what it was. Neither of these two does great damage to the other, so we're just slowly wearing each other down. Fairly even. The second time I wait to get to the Hyper Fang. Which does a nice chunk. So we're neck and neck here. I get to the crunch. He shields. So he wanted Umbreon to get to the other side of Raticate, and he did. So Raticate goes down. I bring in Bronzong. I've got 2 shields to 1 shield advantage here. So this may have been a tactical error, because I think Gallade versus Bronzong is a favorable matchup for Bronzong, particularly with shield advantage. So I shield here. I've got the Heavy Slam charged up, and he preserves his shield, so Bronzong takes out Gallade pretty well, and then with Toxicroak there. And like I said, although Gallade was a tactical error, understanding he had Toxicroak, that was the right choice. So that was just a team mismatch there. So I took game 1 from Moore. Second game, as you can see here, I'm swapping out a little. Gonna lead with Toxicroak. He leads with Xatu. I've got to get out of there quickly. So I bring in Bronzong again. Bronzong can fight relatively even with Xatu. He gets out of there. So he brings in Umbreon. Not a good matchup for Bronzong. So I'm just going to try to do as much damage as I can here. Get off the Heavy Slam. If I hadn't shielded, I think that would pretty much finished Bronzong. But I do get off. Well, I burned the second shield, which I think might have been a tactical mistake. But I do preserve and get off that second move. I make it to a Flash Cannon and at least take a big chunk out of Umbreon. But I'm in a bad way here. He's got a 2-0 shield advantage. So I bring out Raticate. I know he can at least survive if there's a charged up move from Umbreon. So I'm finally able to get rid of that Umbreon, but I'm in the hole here. 2 shields to none. He's got Toxicroak. And this game is a foregone conclusion. So I've got my Toxicroak, but he's got 2 Pokemon sitting there. He gets his Sludge Bomb. He still has a shield left. So this is going to be a good game tomorrow. So he takes game 2. So we're down to game 3 for the final matchup of the tournament. I lead again with Raticate. Raticate was a good mon for me, and here again we have the pillow fight between Raticate and Umbreon. He swaps out the Toxicroak. I swap out the Bronzong. So Bronzong is just able to stomp Toxicroak if it has a shield. Went down very quickly, so I'm charged up. He's got Gallade again, and again, this is a pretty good matchup for Bronzong too. He blocks. But as you can see, that Bronzong's doing nice chunks of damage with the charge move. So Gallade goes down, and I'm fully charged up with a Flash Cannon for who's ever coming next. There goes his last shield. And Bronzong's tanky. I get one more charge move off with the Heavy Slam. Take another chunk out of Umbreon. He has to use a foul play. And I've got 2 Mons left. There's no shields left on the field. I've got a health advantage. So Eradicate is going to be able to finish off Umbreon. So I took the second game and was able to take that match for more. So good game to everybody who I played. This was a really fun event. I ended up 3-1. I was able to take the tournament on the tiebreakers, although there was a 5-way tie at 3-1. So it was a very slight victory for me, just on the tiebreakers. I think primarily because I beat Exile Exo in the first round. But this was a very fun event. Looking forward to the next one, and also looking forward to the regional tournament at this same location later in the month. Thanks for watching, and again, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.